and welcome to today's video. We're going to do a question and answer video because I've been getting a few repeat questions and they're all along the same theme. So I thought I'd do a question and answer video. But if you would like to know more in depth, get to know me, I have a get to know me video linked at the end of this video. So let's jump straight into this video. So these questions are in no particular order. First one, where would you like to travel to? Right, there is one particular country that's been on my bucket list since COVID, and that's Portugal. I stumbled across someone's channel. They're actually a Dutch couple that live in Portugal. I think they now live on the island, Madeira. And so I'd like actually to go to Madeira and Portugal. But for years and years, I've always wanted to go to Australia. Now I have an aunt and uncle that lived on a farm in Wales, and they rented it out and they moved to Australia. And my uncle worked on the sheep farm, so he would shear the sheep, and my aunt would work as a maid in the farmhouse. And they did that for quite a few years, and then they ended up returning back to Wales, back to their farm. And then that's when I met them. So I think I was probably about 11 when I found out I had an aunt and uncle that owned a farm. Oh, we got a furniture truck backing up. Someone's ordered some new furniture for the house. So yeah, they would tell us stories about living in Australia, and it just sounded fantastic. So Australia and definitely New Zealand. Next question. What is one daily habit that makes you feel good? Now, I've been doing this for years and years and years, and that is just making my bed. I love opening up my bedroom door and seeing all my pillows nicely arranged on the bed, and it just makes me feel good. If I open up the door and the bed's a mess, it does affect me. I was like, ugh, walk in and I'm like, oh, I've got to make it now. So I get up first thing, still in my pajamas. Very first thing I do, shake all the duvet, put the pillows on, and it's a job done. Don't have to worry about it again till the next day. So this is another travel question, but it's slightly different. If you could travel today, anywhere in the world for one day, where would you go? That's a lot harder than just a generic, where would you like to travel to? If I could go one place right now, pack my bags, and be teleported, I would like to go to England one day. Yeah. I would go to the Cotswolds. That's where I moved from. So I would go to Dalesford. I would go to one of the really nice pubs. I would drive around the countryside. Can I go shopping? Can I bring back shopping in my teleporter? Yes, I would definitely stock up on British food. Actually, you know what? Instead of doing that today, I would like to do that on Christmas Day. Because I'll lead on to another question now. What is the one thing that you miss about England? And that's Christmas Day. I don't think there's anywhere better than to carry on the tradition you grew up with. And so Christmas Day, I don't think it's never felt like Christmas Day since I've moved away from England. Even though I've had fun, there's nothing better than having a dark, cozy day, British food, the British roast, British TV, pulling the crackers, wearing the hats, going down the pub in the afternoon, going for an outside country walk. There isn't a better place than to be in England. Next question is, do I think that myself, Tina and Maree will ever meet up and do a video together? Yes, I do. I really do. I don't know whether it'll be next year. It's a long way off, isn't it? Possibly next year. It would probably be towards the end of summer if it's going to happen. But yes, I definitely want to meet up with Maree and Tina. And don't wait on me, Maree and Tina. If you guys can get together, do it without me, please. I want to watch that video. Next question. What do I remember most about living in Wiltshire, the countryside? I mean, we lived in Fairford, right on the edge of the countryside, and just going on all the country drives and the scent cut grass. If ever I get a whiff of someone mowing their grass, it instantly transforms me back to England. What food do I miss most? I think it would be the Sunday roast, which I can recreate here. So I guess I don't miss it that much because I don't make a roast that often. Okay, it's a different day now and I'm at a place called Sumo Sushi. I'm meeting up with my work friends, my work colleagues, and we're doing dinner and then we're going off to a work event. And I thought I'd answer a couple of the questions whilst I was sat there waiting for my work colleagues to show up. So one of the questions is, have you always spent Christmas Day at your house? And the answer is yes, except for one. I do believe in the 27 years that we've lived in Las Vegas, only once have we ever spent Christmas somewhere else. I can't think of any other time that we went away. And the one time we went away was with my husband's family. There was two families. We went to stay at one of their timeshares in Palm Springs, and it was, I think it was 92 degrees on Christmas Day. It was so different from being in England, and it was such a cool atmosphere. Our resort was like a big rectangle around a swimming pool, and everyone had the same idea as us. Everyone had taken their fairy lights and decorated the balcony of their rooms, and we had in our rooms these oversized some had yucca plants and some had some sort of, like, it was a palm tree. So we decorated the palm trees with these twinkling lights too. And then we took presents with us and we put them underneath the palm tree. So it was completely different from any type of Christmas that I've ever had in England. And also in Vegas, you know, I tried to keep it as traditional as possible, as close to an English Christmas as I'm used to, living in Las Vegas. But yeah, this one time in Palm Springs, it was very, very different. And we actually went in the swimming pool and swam on Christmas Day. So yeah, it really was different. But would I do it again? I would do it again, but I still prefer the ones at home. Another question is, what do I like to do with my friends? Now, the first probably 10, 15 years of living in Las Vegas, I would have said shopping, because me and my friend, we used to shop until we dropped. We would leave early in the morning. Sometimes we'd go and do breakfast, then shop, then do lunch, then shop. And then our two husbands would meet up and either cook or barbecue at one of our homes, and we'd go home, unload all our shopping, and then sit down and have a drink, and they would have already prepared dinner. So I would say the first 10, 15 years, it would have been that. But I've kind of gone off of spending so much money. So lately, we just meet up at different friends' homes for barbecues and drinks. We always do a Christmas party at one of our friends' home, and that's usually an ugly sweater party. And we all bring our own food, and it's a big, huge buffet. And then we'll do usually 2 pool parties at different, either at our house or our friends' homes. And then we used to go down to the Strip quite often. We'd go to concerts, but it's got so expensive now. Even if you want to buy one cocktail, we're talking $20, $25, and then you've got to pay to park in the hotels. It's just got too much. So we usually just hang around each other's homes, or we go to a local casino. Like this weekend, we paired up with our friends and we went out for dinner at our local casino. So they're a lot less expensive than down on the Strip. So yeah, we just hang out with our friends, and just usually involves food. Next question is, would you ever consider moving back to England? And yes, I would. I would for sure. My husband, no. We did try to move back in 2014, but there were no jobs. I literally could not get a job. I could get part-time jobs, but I needed a full-time job in order to, I think, affordably have the lifestyle that my husband wants or is used to. And honestly, I just don't know, if we sold our house here and took our money over to England, how much we'd be taxed. I'm clueless when it comes to stuff like that, living in England. But if I did move back, I probably would want to live by the coast. And I'm thinking probably Norfolk. I think that would be nice. Norfolk or Southampton, Portsmouth area. I think that would be really lovely. The next question is, what is your job? Now, I don't want to say the name of the company because there is only one of this company in Las Vegas. But I can tell you it involves interior design. I have to be careful what I say. I don't want to give it away. I will be able to say probably shortly. And it's because I'm probably going to retire. Yeah, I really do want to in fact, when I do tell you, there will be a whole video dedicated to this topic, because I've got a lot to share on that. So if you could just bear with me on this one, on this question, all will be revealed, I'm sure, pretty soon. How long have you lived in Las Vegas? Well, we arrived in Las Vegas on the 1st of May, 1998. So that's 27 and a half years ago. And I was 28 years old. So it seems like a lifetime ago. Another question, how do I cope with the hot weather? Now, the funny thing is, right up until, I want to say 2022, maybe 21, I was a sun worshipper. Me and my friend, the one that I used to go shopping with, we would literally just pray for summer to come. When the autumn season arrived, we were miserable. Let's get on with winter. Come on, hurry up spring, so we could lay out, be in the pool, hang out, drink cocktails by the pool, and just worship the sun. I mean, yeah. Then COVID happened, and I don't know what happened, but I literally cannot stand being so hot. I've sat out by the pool a few times, but instead of laying out, I'm more in the pool just to stay cool. And obviously the grandchildren love playing in the pool, so I'm in the pool with them. But yeah, I can't. I think it's because it's also warmed up. The summers have gotten longer. Like this year, literally, I got in the pool in April, and that's never happened before. It's normally the last week of May, I'll get in the pool and I'm cold. The pool water is cold. But I was in April, and I want to say it was beginning of April too. It's never ending. Like now we're in October, today it's 85 degrees. That's tolerable. I prefer 70s, but yeah, a few reasons. I mean, I love to be able to wear layers. I prefer the winter fashion now that I'm older. When I was younger, I think I preferred wearing shorts and t-shirt, but now that I'm older, I prefer the layers. I'm more getting into fashion. But yeah, how do I cope? Literally, I stay indoors. I crank the air conditioning, which drives my husband wild. We do have ceiling fans, which is great, but when I film, I can't have them on. So it's actually getting warm in this room right now. What else? How do I cope? I do tend to travel in the car with a cold bottle of water, because my fear is that one day my car will break down, I'll be on the side of the road and I'll be like gasping for water. And you don't really think about the heat until things like it's time to go pick up the kids from school, and you're sat in the school parking lot and you're waiting until the last minute to get out of the car to make that walk from the parking lot all the way down the side of the playground into the playground, and then you have to stand there and wait until the teacher releases your child. It seems like an eternity. And honestly, it might seem like I'm exaggerating, because these kids seem to cope. I mean, these kids, the teenagers especially, I see them walking home from school, they're wearing thick jeans, pullovers, baseball caps, I mean, and they're carrying their backpacks that weigh an absolute ton. I mean, I want to say 20 pounds at least, these poor kids have to carry. And I watch them walk down the street, and some of them have to walk up to 2 miles home, and they're just trudging along like no big deal. I couldn't walk to the end of the street. I'd be absolutely sweating. So little things like picking up the kids from school, you really do. You look at that clock and you'll think, right, I'll just 1 more minute in the air conditioning in the car and then I'll get out. And you see all the parents get out their car at the same time. So it's not just me, it's all the parents having the same thought. You just can't be in that heat. And quite often you will see people walk down the street with umbrellas just trying to keep that heat off them. It's really, really sometimes just too much. Yeah, it does get you down. And like I said, let's go back to Christmas Day. There's been Christmases where I've been in shorts and it just doesn't feel right. It just doesn't feel right. Another question was you very homesick when you first moved from England? Yes, it was tough. The first couple of years, was it 2, maybe 3 years, was really tough because when I first moved here, I didn't know that there was a British food store, so I had no British food. The only British TV was on a Saturday evening on the PBS channel. There was about 2 hours. I think it was like from 7 till 9. And they would show the old programmes like Are You Being Served? Which I didn't particularly like. I wouldn't have watched them had I been home in England. But because I wanted my English fix, I'd sit down and watch those. Obviously, we didn't have Facebook back then, so the only way I communicated back home was to pick up the house phone, not even my cell phone, it was pick up the house phone, call home. I didn't know any British friends. I think I had been here 3 years when I was at work one day, and I remembered a friend of mine in England saying, her boyfriend was moving to Vegas. Now, I don't know why it took me 3 years to remember this conversation, but I thought to myself, wait a minute. I think Lorraine said Rob moved to Vegas. Let me just see. So I got the phone book and I started flicking through and I was like, what was her last name? Do you think I could remember? It took probably about another hour to remember her last name. And I thought, well, no, wait a minute. If she's here, they're probably married. And I remembered his last name. So I looked up, sure enough, believe it or not, there was actually 2 Rob and Lorraines. So I rang the first one, they didn't answer, I left a voice message. And I thought, I'll wait 10 minutes, didn't get a call back. And I'm at work, I'm at the reception desk doing this. And then I called the second one and left another message. And the message was Lorraine talking, oh, please leave a message, And I thought, is that Lorraine? Because she had lost her accent a bit. And I thought, maybe, could it be? Anyway, I left a message. Probably about 5 minutes later, the phone rang at work. And I'm like, hello, blah, blah, blah. And Lorraine's like, Maree! So I sat on the phone for about an hour chatting with her. So it took about 3 years before I found my first British friend. And then it just got easier. And then it probably was about, probably was about another 4 years, maybe another 3 years until I found my other friend who I knew in England. Our 2 husbands were friends and they actually came to our wedding. And believe it or not, they moved to Las Vegas 2 miles away from our house. I mean, what's the chances of that happening? So yeah, ever since then, and then my husband joined a motorbike club and some of their wives were British. So now we've got a nice, big, healthy group of British friends that we chat on every week and we get together, parties, and like I said, we get together at people's homes. So it's much easier. In fact, we got one set of friends that were our neighbours in England. They live probably, I could walk to their house in 2 minutes. Yeah, so they live in the exact same community and they had moved from Phoenix to Las Vegas. So yeah, it does feel like a little mini England inside Vegas. So I should probably wrap this video up because I've just looked, it's now 20 minutes long. So hopefully you got to the end of this. If you do have any other questions, drop them in the comment box and I'll answer them in a different Q&A in the future. So thanks for watching and I'll see you on Sunday What is Sunday's video? It's a fashion related video on Sunday. I'll see you then. Bye!